Their Majesties would see before them Geoffrey of Exeter to answer the question posed to him. Geoffrey, we posed a question to you and asked you to go forth and contemplate whether you would join the right noble Order of the Laurel. And we would have that answer at this time.
My answer is yes, Your Majesty.
Good choice. Please.
Geoffrey, when you came to me several years ago, you said, I would like to be your apprentice, and I said, I'm not really sure that that's actually what you want, so please go to Pennsic and talk to everyone you can, and when you have finished with that, you let me know if that's still the decision you would like to make. And Geoffrey, after Pennsic, came to me and said, this is still the decision I would like to make. And I said, okay then, let's do this. I am going to take this green belt from you today that I gave you as a symbol of our relationship, which matches your brother Eginard's belt and the belt that I myself wear as a symbol of all you teach me. I am very grateful for the lessons that you have taught me in this relationship. I could not be happier to see this moment because I will always learn from you, and it delights me to no end that we do this thing today and together. Thank you, Your Majesties. I'm so grateful.
Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that will speak for Geoffrey?
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, I have the distinct honor to claim that right. May I address your populace? Geoffrey, as a knight of the society, we are pledged to speak of prowess, courage. Anyone here who has seen Geoffrey perform knows that his prowess with voice and harp is unrivaled. But I would speak of his courage and his strength of character. spend any moment of time with this good gentle and feel yourself wrapped in his care. This good man is a shining example of how to be brave and how to look to others, how to care for those around him. Geoffrey, you are a giant who walks like a mouse because you do not realize how big your shadow is. Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, I cannot commend him to you enough. This is a good thing you do today.
Who from the Order of the Pelican will speak for Geoffrey?
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, that would be my honor. May I address the populace? Anyone who has heard Geoffrey play or sing, Geoffrey, his mastery of his art is unquestioned. But what does a bard do? Does he sing? Sure. Does he play music? Quite frequently. And those are the things you would think of at first. What you may not think of is what a bard of your caliber can craft with cleverness, a song that shows a tyrant king his face in a mirror, enumerate his flaws, and keep your head. Those are skills honed over the years. And those are maybe the things you would think of. But what bards also do is bear witness to many things. They preserve and record history of battles won, of battles lost, of lessons never to be forgotten. You help us honor the fallen and immortalize the memory of those no longer with us. These things you draw out of yourself and gift to us. You can lift a room in celebration and joy, put balm on a wounded soul, and just carry us through any myriad of emotions. Your greatest service, like all bards of your caliber, is your greatest gift. Your lyrics, your music, you speak for us when we cannot find the words. And Your Majesties, I lack the eloquence to express completely how much I adore this man and consider him my peer. I cannot commend him to you more highly, and I am so honored to be here this day.
Thank you. Is there a member of the Order of Defense that will speak for Geoffrey?
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, again, Magister Devlin McPherson.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And it is my pleasure. I had the honor of serving with Geoffrey as champions 5-6 years ago at this point. Unfortunately, we didn't get to know each other super well. We are going to work on rectifying that. But what I know of this man is he is a world traveler and helps communities. The Order of Defense speaks on community and perseverance, and he has both. He builds communities through song. The same way that a lot of the genres of music we listen to are around communities. Everybody I have met who has met this man is enchanted by him. The fact that he is able to travel the world, but yet come back to us every year. That is a level of perseverance I don't know if I would ever be able to handle. But I'm glad the East is your home. Your song is beautiful. You are a song. from intro to bridge to chorus to outro. Continue building communities. Please always come back to us. Thank you for doing what you do. This is a good thing you do this day. Thank you, Your Majesties.
Who from the Order of the Rose will speak for Geoffrey?
Hey, girl. Hey.
I'm Countess Natavia, and I actually have the honor of relaying words from Geoffrey's home kingdom of Lohac. Here are the words of Viscountess Leodin Inyamakata, companion of the orders of the Coronaria and Rose, and the members of House Toblerone in the Kingdom of Lohac. We have been privileged to know Geoffrey since college days at St. Ursula in the barony of Rowan. Geoffrey's exceptional musical talents were immediately obvious, but even more prominent was his generosity with those talents. He played at every dance practice and was instrumental in making good life music standard over recordings. Soon Geoffrey was writing bespoke dance music arrangements to suit all skill levels and teaching and sharing his arrangements freely. When Geoffrey returned to Lohac from studying at Cambridge University and traveled in the footsteps of the bards of Drachenwald, it was to the barony of Politarchopolis where, inspired by his pilgrimage, he continued to play, teach, and now compose. Rowan Choral Group in Dulce, commissioned around by Geoffrey to sing in a competition in the barony of Mordenvale. He wrote the now firm favorite, I'll Make Many a Man, in which Indulce won. In the early days of Tabarum, Geoffrey wrote a biographical song, Lord Nicholas's Praise, with 3 parts for 3 personal bards, plus a 4th part for Lord Nicholas's impersonal bard. Geoffrey's sense of humor shines through his work, bringing joy and pleasure to performers and listeners alike. Geoffrey was one of the founding members of Tabarum and has fostered musical talents among us. We have had the privilege and pleasure of being among the first to sing and hear many of his exquisite compositions. This year, Tabarum welcomed Geoffrey once again from his long travels across the known world to our little campsite at Rowan Festival. There, Geoffrey elevated musical standards to lofty heights, from spontaneous jams in our campsite to a cross festival, playing shawm to everyone who could hear the outdoor fireball, winning the courtly music recital competition, and, at a moment's notice, playing and singing music exclusively written by women in period and the SCA for the Roses Tea. Geoffrey is the very model of courtesy, chivalry, honor, and grace. We are delighted at his extremely well-deserved elevation to the Order of the Laurel and look forward to his continuing quest for excellence, personal and society-wide. Geoffrey hones his art with such enthusiasm and joy that everyone around him is enriched, benefiting from his teaching and support, from listening to his performances, which he bestows with such generosity. Geoffrey, we are proud of you, of your successes and your accomplishments, but most of all, we are proud to be called your friend. I cannot add anything to that at all. This man was my Queen's champion, and forever. Forever.
Are there words from Lohac?
Here are, Your Majesty.
Hear the words of Catherine, Queen of Lohac. Geoffrey, for your service, your chivalry, and your artistry, Lohac will always hold the door open for you. An honoured place by the fire and a full tankard at the ready. With admiration and honour, Catherine, Queen of Lohac.
We sure are things.
Who from the Order of the Laurel will speak for Geoffrey?
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, I am Sabine de Cabriant, and I claim the privilege of speaking for Geoffrey as a member of the Order of the Laurel. May I address the populace? We have already heard many, many words of praise for Geoffrey's qualities. And my friends, I am here to tell you that if we invited the known world to come here and debate what makes a great laurel, you might think that would be a long and heated argument. No, it would not, because we would hold up this man and say, look, for every quality you could think of that you might want to see in a laurel, but what about this trait? But what about? As a scholar, Geoffrey brings us new insight. He brings us deeper connections. He brings us the ability to feel the way this art was conducted, the way our forebears created music, the way they created lyrics, the way they felt the music. As a teacher, he is infinitely kind and patient and supportive. You could not ask for anyone for more of a pleasure to work with. As a performer, if you had not had the pleasure of listening to him, I beg you, please seek him out, seek out his music. He is jaw-droppingly spectacular. Literally. My friends, Geoffrey brings the old music back to life. My heart is full to welcome him as a brother to this order. Thank you so much, Your Majesties, Your Highnesses.
Having heard the testimony of the peers of our realm and our cousin Lokak, please call the order.
Their Majesties would see before them their Order of the Laurel.
Is there a medallion?
There isn't. Oh, you go first.
There is, Majesty. This is a legacy medallion. Beginning in AS6. Signy, Dear Medalia, Alison of Islay, Rosamunda von Munstern, Tanis of Tirdon, Medalia of Isfarn, Isadora of the Red Cliffs, Cedric of Thanet, Sylvia Duvet, Annalita Fraukenbridge, Agatha Wanderer, and myself, Otto Gottlieb.
Is there an additional medallion?
There is one made by Solera in the Roman-fired glassworks in England. And Geoffrey begins its name.
Is there a baldric?
There is, Your Majesty's, a baldric. I think everyone knows that I hate string. But I have sewn this by hand for you. Agatha, my sister, and Sylvia, my beloved friend, sewed the linen backing to this handiwork. Our apprentice sister in Thanet, Krefna, did the beautiful thread that we use to hold this laurel leaf together. And the pin that holds it may look somewhat familiar, as it comes from the laurel wreath that Mistress Mira gave to me when I was elevated. Your Majesties.
Is there a wreath?
Just as the dreams of old, of Avalon, Lyonesse, and the rest, were elevated with song. So I, to elevate our dream with song, till my song and my dreaming are no more.
I, Brennan, hear your words, as we have bound ourselves, and justice is their queen,
We wish you these.
and more. Death take us?
Spec Brennan and Keelan, Audrey and Rodriguez. Our mouth shall speak wisdom, and the thinking of our heart shall speak prudence. We thought the elder days, and we had in mind everlasting years. And we bethink the song of Geoffrey of Exeter. Fortunate are we and our people that can hear his earthly song. His hands are filled with joy, and his tongue with full outjoying. We consulted with our parents and shall name him Lord, that all should be mindful of his name, and each generation and 2 generations.
Said Brennan and Keelan, Ardry and Ardrigan, our mouths shall speak of wisdom, and the meditations of our hearts shall be of understanding. We have considered the days of old, the years of ancient time, and we call to remembrance the song of Geoffrey of Exeter. Fortunate are we and our people that know his joyful sound. His hands are filled with music, and his tongue with singing. We have communed with our own peers, and shall name him Laurel, that his name shall be remembered in all generations. Words by Alidreda de Tamberth and Lucienne de Pontivy. Calligraphy and illumination by Lisbeth van Kapwick.
Please rise and greet your order. Way over there.